Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Taylor. Hope you are all doing well. I'm going to make this very quick. I just want to mitigate any issues that some of you may have with Respondus as it's required for the quiz. As I've mentioned in the module content, Respondus, Lockdown Browser, and Web Monitor are both required. Most of our undergrad students tend to use it for other online classes, so you may or may not have it. If you're new to the program, you may have used something similar elsewhere, but essentially think of it to be the proctoring service for any exams in an online program. It monitors your activity while you're taking the exam. It flags anything that may be suspicious, etc. So it is an add-on. So if you don't have it already downloaded to your device, there are a series of steps you'll need to go to. So to actually access the quiz, you don't have to do anything other than to log into Canvas and locate the quiz. And as you go through to start the quiz, it will run you through the required steps. I just want to provide some tips, some troubleshooting steps that have been helpful for other students in the past. I'm just going to bring up a notepad here. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that you close out any peripheral software. That's Skype, Teams, anything extra that will send data outside of what you're currently working on in your browser. Usually this tends to be softwares like Skype, Teams, if you have any Zoom platforms running, Zoom meetings, anything like that, you want to close everything out that is not your browser. Antiviruses, things of that nature should be fine depending on your settings. Sometimes some antivirus settings have the firewall parameters set so high that it will cause you to have some issues. So close out all of your peripheral software first, manually close it depending on whatever system you use. Then I would hold off on your antivirus. Just make sure if you have issues hereafter, you can go back and check your antivirus. The next step is to ensure that your browser is completely updated to the latest version. You do this in different ways, contingent upon which browser you are using. So if you're using Firefox, you'll do it one way. If you're using Chrome, you'll do it another. It's in your settings menu. Just go to settings, browser update. Usually if you're using the latest version, it'll tell you, or if you need an update, it will prompt you depending on your browser version. The next step is to ensure that your device operating system is completely up to date. Make sure that your Windows operating system, whatever you're using, if you're using Mac, Safari, whatever your operating system is for your device will need to be completely up to date. After you've done those things, it's recommended to restart your device, making sure that all peripheral software is closed upon the restart. Long story short, usually after you do an update to your browser, if you do an update to your operating system, a restart will help anyway, kind of make all your settings seamless to the new update. After you restart, make sure you close out any other peripheral softwares again, and then try to access the quiz and download Respondus. That should do it. 9 times out of 10, those are the main issues we see. You can take the quiz on an iPad. I don't recommend it because the majority of questions are essay-based questions, but it's up to you, user preference. I've enabled iPad. You can use that if that's your preference. This will lock you into your browser. You will not be able to exit the browser. You'll see a timer, 180 minutes counting you down for the quiz. If you try to click outside of anything, it will flag. So fortunately, you don't need anything other than the notes that you've studied and answer the questions as best as you can. If you are a VA and you have a Wingate University laptop, make sure that you're logged into Windows with your Wingate single sign-on. Make sure you're using your same account login into Windows on your device. your browser is going to read from that based on Wingate's security settings for the device. So just make sure you're logged into your device. If you have any issues, your single sign-on. If you have any issues after logging in and you still can't take the quiz, people who have a Wingate device, issue device, make sure that you are connected to the security-based Woo users Wi-Fi or a hard Ethernet connection on campus. So that should be all of the primary steps, the primary issues I see with Respondus. Make sure you do this early. It's Respondus, once you download it, once the quiz starts, it's going to take you through a series of setup steps to test your webcam, to test your microphone. It's going to make you scan your immediate testing environment to make sure there are no notes or any other resources, cell phones, etc. there. And then it's going to make you snap a picture, and then it will let you in. So there are setup steps aside from any issues you might have with downloading the software. So start this early. Do it a day or so before the quiz is due to make sure you don't run into any issues. If you do have issues outside of this, reach out to me by email and I'll direct you to what I think may be the best resource. Usually I can narrow it down with students one-on-one, but if there are some strange issues that I can't resolve, I will direct you to IT in our library. You can also go to Bulldog Central to submit a ticket for any issue you're having. But just know that I'm here, they're here. You can submit a ticket, you can go in person. Just make sure you do all these things and try to clear this up. The good thing is, once you've done it, once you've downloaded it to your device, you don't have to worry about it again. So if you're going to be using the same device, it's already downloaded and good to go for future quizzes. Fortunately, we will only really have quizzes the first 4 or 5 weeks or so, and then the class will transition to more independent work. You'll be working with me and working independently on your research. So really, we'll just need Respondus for the first few weeks. Let me know if you have any questions or run into any issues. I am here. I offer office hour sessions by appointment right now, so just feel free to reach out to me if you need me.